Recently, Russia made a serious allegation against the US, stating that the US is adopting a neocolonial policy and exerting pressure on global South countries in order to maintain its global dominance. Russia's Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova openly criticized US policies. Russia claimed that the US is attempting to control countries that refuse to follow its policies through economic pressure and sanctions. Zakharova said that this move by the US is merely a strategic effort to maintain its dominance in global politics by suppressing the internal sovereignty of sovereign nations. Russia believes that this step, which violates the sovereignty of nations, could create economic imbalances worldwide. Zakharova also stated that Russia believes no trade war, sanctions, or pressure can alter the natural course of history. According to Russia, this neo-colonial attitude of the US only promotes America's interests and could prove dangerous for the global South countries. In this context, Russia has called on its allies and friendly countries to unite and build a genuine, multilateral, and equitable global order, where freedom and sovereignty of all nations are respected. On the other hand, for the first time, India has clearly stated its position regarding the US and officially rejected its policies. India said that US and European countries themselves trade with Russia while criticizing India's oil imports from Russia, which is a completely double standard. India clarified that importing crude oil from Russia is essential for its energy security, and this step is driven by the reality of the global market. India publicly rejected the hypocrisy of the US, stating that if cheaper crude oil is available from Russia, it should be considered a decision made in the interest of the Indian citizens. India made it clear that this energy and trade import is a necessity and no compromises will be made in this regard. Both the European Union and the US are importing significant materials from Russia, and the EU traded 67.5 billion euros with Russia in 2024. Europe imported a record 16.5 million tons of Russian liquefied natural gas in 2024, while the US is also importing uranium hexafluoride, palladium, fertilizers, and other materials from Russia. The same countries that are pressuring India to import oil from Russia are themselves trading with Russia. India has stated that such double standards cannot be accepted. India has always stated that its relationship with Russia is not limited to energy imports, but is a strategic and military partnership between the two countries. India is committed to strengthening this partnership, and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval's visit to Russia will strengthen the growing strategic partnership between the two nations, signaling that India is ready to advance its relationship with Russia to maintain its energy security and position in global politics. India has made it clear that it is receiving cheaper crude oil from Russia for its energy security, and this is an essential step taken in the interest of Indian citizens. India's stance is that it will remain firm in its policy to meet its energy needs, regardless of any global pressure. Moreover, India has also indicated that it will negotiate for additional discounts from Russia to further strengthen India-Russia relations. This position of India signals its intent to maintain its autonomy in global politics, demonstrating that India will not bow down to any external pressure in matters of its economic and security interests. India's stance shows that its partnership with Russia is not limited to energy imports, but it is also significant for both nations in terms of strategic and global importance. Additionally, India's growing relationship with Russia reflects a stronger and more influential role not just in energy and defense sectors, but also in global politics. India has clearly stated that its foreign policy will remain independent and autonomous, and it will safeguard its national interests irrespective of any pressure. This position sends a clear message to the US and European countries that India will remain independent in its decisions and it will not compromise its interests with any global power. Now, it will be interesting to see how India strengthens its role in the midst of global geopolitical changes while maintaining its autonomy. Viewers, let us conclude the discussion here and note today's question. Can India strengthen its role in global geopolitics while maintaining its autonomy? What strategic measures may be necessary for this? And how can India advance its foreign policy in the future?
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.